The Bahamas surprised and disappointed at a pending tax haven label, and in sport, West Indies secure their fourth straight victory in the ICC World Cup qualifiers. I'm Ricardo Roberts and this is Caribbean in 10 for Monday, March 12th. I'll be back with the details after the break.
Don't miss this episode of Caribbean Passport as we take a closer look at the tourism sector. Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago are re-energizing their markets. We also get an insight from one of the most respected authorities in Caribbean tourism, the Honorable Alan Chastanet. All this and more coming up on this channel.
Hey, diamonds look like candy corn. Sent the chain of mail, born. No mail is airborne. Camera on the chain with the flash like it's...
The European Union is moving to name the Bahamas as a tax haven, and the government says it's surprised and disappointment. Finance Minister Peter Turnquest, who is also Deputy Prime Minister, said his government has learned that the EU Code of Conduct group, which includes tax experts from the 28 member states, will be making a recommendation this week to include the Bahamas on the EU list of non-cooperative jurisdictions for tax purposes. But he says the latest move is particularly surprising since the Bahamas has consistently been engaged in the OECD and the Code of Conduct group on the EU listing criteria as recently as last week. Now, last week, international media reports indicated that St. Lucia would be among several nations that will be removed from a list of tax havens drawn up by the EU. The EU finance ministers are expected to endorse the proposal at their regular monthly meeting in Brussels tomorrow. Barbados' Prime Minister Frundell Stewart has defended his decision not to announce a date for general election even after his administration allowed the parliament to be dissolved automatically last week. Addressing a meeting of his ruling Democratic Labour Party last night, Stewart said allowing the life of the parliament to run out on March 6 was part of a plan. He said that's how history is made, by doing things differently. But Prime Minister Stewart assured that he would act in accordance with the law and call elections by the time they are constitutionally due.
So the parliament stands dissolved, and we have 90 days within which to have a general election in this country. According to Section 36, I think it is, of the Representation of the People's Act, there has to be polling day, nomination day, and not fewer than 14 or not more than 21 days later, there has to be polling day. And I can assure you that all of that is going to happen.
Meanwhile, Grenada's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says recent tests have shown that a significant amount of oil and gas have been discovered in the island's territorial waters. Speaking at the final rally of his ruling New National Party on Sunday, ahead of the March 13 general election, Mitchell said that the Russian-based Global Petroleum Group, GBG, had conducted the necessary exploration activities to locate oil and natural gas within the island's territorial waters.
The report said that we have found significant gas and oil in the waters of Grenada in one well so far. Sisters and brothers, you know what that means for your future? It means a lot for the future of this country. Sisters and brothers, one well. We have several more wells which are even more exciting than the one they just found. In other words, Grenada can be a massive supplier of oil and gas.
In June last year, the Grenada Parliament approved the Hydrocarbon Exploration Incentive Bill 2017, outlining a package of incentives for oil and gas exploration to any company. But the main opposition National Democratic Congress has dismissed as a political gimmick the announcement that the island had a significant amount of oil and gas, saying it was a situation well known years ago. Calling on voters to reject such a last-minute announcement, Berg said that the voting population should punish Dr. Mitchell and the NNP for disclosing such news at the end of the campaign. Stay with us, your Midday Sport is next. West Indies are inching closer to qualification for the ICC World Cup after securing their fourth straight victory in the qualifiers, this time winning against the Netherlands by 52 runs. Chasing a revised target of 222, the Netherlands could only muster 167 for 6 following a downpour at the Harare Sports Club. All-rounder Ryan Ten Doschate had a superb unbeaten knock of 67, while opening batsman Wesley Baresi was run out on 64. Fast bowlers Kimara Roach and Keswick Williams and spinner Ashley Nurse picked up a wicket each. Earlier, the West Indies scored a competitive total of 309 before umpires applied the revised target due to the inclement weather. Man of the match Evan Lewis top scored with a brilliant knock of 84, while Marlon Samuels remained not out on 73. Rovman Powell and Chris Gale also made significant contributions with the bat as they added 50 and 46 runs respectively. Paul Van Meriken and Roloff Van de Murray picked up 2 wickets each. And meantime, West Indies women saved their worst performance for the final one-day international as they went under by 205 runs to suffer the ignominy of another whitewash on New Zealand soil yesterday. Now Upton to field first, West Indies women watched as the White Ferns piled up an imposing 310 for 5 of their 50 overs. Susie Bates extended her superb run on form with 89 to go past 4,000 runs in ODIs, while Sophie Devine weighed in with 73 and Amy Satterthwaite 69. West Indies women runs chase was in crisis from as early as the third over when Casey Knight was run out on without scoring with 8 runs on the board. The Caribbean side rolled over without so much as a whimper, scoring a paltry 105 to suffer their third straight defeat in the series. Captain Stephanie Taylor top scored with 26, but was the only one to pass 20 as her side's batting declined badly to record their second lowest ODI total in 2 years. That's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.